Well, hello Dietz Art students, Mr. Lightbody here. What I've got in this video are some demos, some demonstrations in this case, examples for these two-image animation loops that we can make with these strips of paper and the power of the pencil. So in the video we probably have already watched, if things are going according to plan, we saw how a simple squash and stretch animation can be achieved using this technique. And got these drawn in advance, and we're going to be doing this one together after this video here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to coil my paper spring tightly around the pencil. I'm going to hold down up here, and then I can move my pencil back and forth, and I can get the illusion of motion here. This ball is bouncing up and down. Now here it's more of an oval shape that's elongated, and when it hits the ground it squashes. The reason why I have the ball bouncing up and down and hitting the ground on the line rather than coming down here and having more of a 3D effect is because this is such a simple animation. It'd be hard to pull off, or harder I should say, to pull off a shadow effect. Now the squash and stretch technique works for other shapes. Here I have a star, and I'm going to wind my spring up. And this star, here's the squashed image of the screen, and this could be a character of a star jumping up and down. You can see it stretches as it goes up, and then when it hits the ground, scrunch. Like the stars doing jumping jacks, jumping for joy. All right, let's see what else I have over here. Now these things can be trickier than they look, so I would highly advise you to try something simple. Look at this simple character here. And then as you get better at this, you can try to make your characters more complicated. These simple characters are easier to trace, and you don't want to spend a lot of time drawing a complicated picture if your project doesn't work out. So even if you have an idea for doing something that's complicated, maybe try it out with a stick person or a very simple character. Now this is a fellow that's learning how to do that floss dance. He's just getting started, so he knows how to move his arms side to side, but hasn't figured out how to do the leg work or the hip movements. But there we have a beginner floss dancer. Very simple animation. If you're looking at it and then you're saying, hey, I could do that, well, that's fantastic. All right, let's see what else I have. Something slightly more complicated in a side-to-side motion. This is going to be a laughing flower. And I kind of rushed this one. It didn't really match the drawing up as well as I would have liked. But let's see how it works. This could be like a rough draft. I'm going to roll up my paper on the front, and then I'll hold it down with my finger here, and let's move it back and forth. Looks like somebody has told this flower a funny joke, a side splitter. As you see, this image is much darker than the other. I do think that when the drawings are more consistent, and then my spring is starting to lose its stored energy there, and it's just not working as well. So if your spring is losing its power, just wind it up again. Let's see what else I got. Here's one that I think turned out to be a little bit of a failure. This is a bird, a little chicken, looking back and forth before crossing the street. And I think this is a nice, simple idea, and it seems to be working well this way, just going back and forth. But the problem is when I roll it up, it goes so fast that, you know, if any cars were driving this fast in the neighborhood, this little chicken should definitely not cross that road. See how fast that goes? If I go slower, I don't get the effect showing it clearly on the paper. But that maybe that chicken is watching a ping pong match and is standing right there in the center of the table watching the ping pong ball go back from side to side. Anyway, I don't think this one worked out too well just because of the speed. I think the animation in slow motion would be much better, but the problem is that paper rolls up. So a little bit of a failure, but I'm accepting my imperfection. Here's another one. We've got this this tornado. It's headed towards the city in the distance. I hope the people are going to be safe. So I've just made it so this tornado can wiggle around a little bit. And this took a little bit of trial and error. Get my spring wound up and see what we get. And the tornado's moving around. I've never drawn a tornado cartoon before, so this was kind of fun. And you can see the city is wiggling a little bit because I didn't do a really accurate job with my tracing. So a little bit of a goof there. And here's something that I'd borrowed from an idea I demoed in one of our old YouTube videos, the old drinking bird. And you can test your animations this way too. Roll this up. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to get it tight. A nice tight roll there. And here we go. Oh, I should probably have my thumb farther down. Looks like I might need to reset this one with my spring. I'll give it one more try. Yeah, I think that one works pretty good. Now, you've obviously noticed these are all drawn with pencil. And you know, you can color these things too, but for today, on day one, if this is still day one of the lesson when you're watching this video, we're just going to focus on pencil sketches, and we can do some more detailed color work in the future. In the meantime, let's take good care of our pencils. We want them to last, and we do need good, long, newer pencils with good erasers for this one to work, because we'll do a little bit of erasing on this project, and we definitely want a pencil that can go the distance across the paper without having to make it hard to grip. Anyway, looking forward to doing a demo with you. We're going to draw the squash and stretch bouncy ball together, and let's get ready for some fun. I'll see you again soon in another video. I'm seeing you in person right now.